Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. My name is Aaron. Thank you for joining me again on the Computer Dynamo channel. Today is a review, and I'm happy to bring it to you. It's not one of those somber reviews that I brought to you previously, where I'm sad to give back the product. It's terrible, it's disappointing, it's this, it's that. This one here is exciting. I've used it for about, I don't know, a week and a half. I can't tell you what it's going to be like a year from now. If it changes, I will probably make a follow-up video to this one, but so far so good. This is the StarTech Thunderbolt 3 dock. More precisely, it's the 6 USB 3.0 port model with SD card slot. Now, I haven't used the SD card slot, but I have used a lot of the other features. It has, just as a refresher, 4 USB-A Type 3.0 ports on the rear, 1 fast charging 3.0 port on the front of Type A, 1 3.0 C type port on the rear, 1 Thunderbolt 3 type port on the rear, 1 connection to the computer, which is Thunderbolt Type 3, display port, Ethernet, and the SD card slot, of course, power to the unit, things like that. Pretty exciting little unit. Can output, I believe, 2 4K images to 2 different monitors, or 1 5K, I believe, image. Very impressive. I've used it with my MacBook Pro, and I've also used it with the MacBook Air that I had for a while, both of which it performed very well. It was able to charge both devices, give it as much wattage pretty much as it needed or could handle. It works very well for video output. So far so good. Like I said, I have that 4K LG monitor that I've made a review about. I can leave the link in the description. I didn't make a review, or rather it was an unboxing. I should make a review. It's quite good. It works well with that. It works well to output my audio through the audio interface. It only activates the rear ports, it appears, when the computer is connected, and the front port is perfect for charging, let's say, a phone, even when the computer is disconnected. So it's just what I've been looking for as far as primarily passive ports, or I should say, yeah, I think passive ports would be a fine word for it, with 1 active port, or 4 or 5 non-powered USB 3.0 ports on the rear, with 1 powered one on the front, if you would, so that I can still charge my phone without the computer being there, without needing a separate cable and a separate adapter into an outlet, but I don't need to worry about the hard disk spinning out of nowhere, or spinning after the computer is disconnected per se. I don't need to worry about the audio interface blinking incessantly, telling me that there's no master device that's connected to give it instructions on what to do next. It just powers off. It's perfect. In that respect, thus far it's been great. No real interference that I could tell with the studio monitors. The sound output is clean and it's great. Now, I'm not directly outputting it from here. It's going from the computer through this to my audio interface, to my Steinberg UR22 bus-powered audio interface, and then to my monitors. So it's going through multiple stages. However, I have had certain problems with previous docks, and you can go back and see some of my reviews for other models, where some static or interference was caused, I believe, by the dock, and that is not the case here as far as I can tell. I've tried it with and without the dock, compare the audio, and to see if there's any real difference, and I don't really see any difference, which is great, because I want this to work in a way where you almost can't tell that it's part of the chain, right? It should be a seamless part of the chain. It should be almost invisible. It should just work and not make its presence known, and that's what I like about it. The aesthetics are good. The temperature doesn't get too high when you're charging a computer and it's being worked to some degree. The computer is being utilized. It doesn't really get too hot. It may get a little warm, but it doesn't get too hot. It's really quite good. I guess the ventilation's good on it. It makes the slightest little sound, to be honest. It makes the slightest little sound if you put your ear up to it the moment when you connect a device that is drawing power, let's say like a MacBook Pro. It's drawing 85 watts. Now, I think it has to do with some of the circuitry adjusting for the proper wattage output. So it just clicks around a little bit and it makes a little bit of sound while it's adjusting, but once it adapts, after I guess like a few seconds or whatnot, the sound seems to cease. It's very minimal. You can't hear it at any type of distance. Honestly, after all the docks I've tried, these different price points. This has been the most successful one thus far. I'm sure I'll be making a video to follow up on a lot of these products that I've been reviewing and actually keeping in sort of like a workstation, showcase, or a desk setup, showcase where I can show you how everything integrates, how the studio monitors, the audio interface, the display, the hard drive, everything sort of integrates, external keyboard and mouse, how that all connects. And this does it. This was able to connect the keyboard, which had a connection to my mouse. I could have direct connected the mouse, but it was easy enough to do off the port of the keyboard, and it really makes it a pleasure to use a portable computer as a desktop workstation alternative when you dock it, and when you remove it from the dock to use it as a portable, just as it was before. What's also nice is it doesn't crash the computer when you disconnect it without changing the audio output source from, let's say, the studio monitors or the audio interface more precisely, to the internal speakers. You can just disconnect it, doesn't crash everything, it automatically changes the outputs, and then when you reconnect it, it changes the output back, so it integrates quite nicely. I don't think I had to download any third-party software, and I have tried it on High Sierra with the MacBook Pro and Mojave with the MacBook Air. So it seems to work quite well, different models, different softwares. I didn't try it with Windows, but on those different model MacBook computers, it performed quite well. I'll be happy to use this into the future. Hopefully it will prove to be reliable, stable, and consistent in its performance, as it has been thus far. And hopefully it won't give me a reason to write a negative review in the future, because I'm very happy with how it's performed so far, and in comparison to the other ones, for my purpose, it really is superior. So I give it a good old thumbs up. I give it 2 thumbs up, but it makes a slight bit of noise, like I said, when you first connect it. Not really a reason to not give it a second thumbs up, but I just haven't used it long enough. Maybe if I use it for a year or 2 and it performs as well as it is right now, I can give it 2 thumbs up, no problem. But for now, I give it a thumbs up. Definitely recommend to buy. The best one I've tried so far for my purposes, and if you're anything like me, you want to pick up one of these StarTech docks with the 6 times USB 3.0 ports with the SD card slot. The part number is TB3DOCK2DPPD for all of you that are looking for the particular one, since StarTech makes a bunch of different models. I'll throw this in as a bonus. I just picked up a longer Thunderbolt 3 cable that supports the higher wattage charging and 40 gigabit per second transfer rate. Because the one that's included in this is like a ½ meter, so it's like a 1.5 feet. But I wanted something longer so I can stretch across from the desired location of the dock, where it's sitting right now, to the place where I want my laptop to sit as a more permanent fixture. And so I went for a 6.6 foot cable, a 2 meter, model. It was quite expensive. Got it on slight discount through Amazon. Just tried it today with the dock. Seems to be working very well. It allows me to access my hard drive, allows me to access my audio interface, powering the computer. The computer recognizes, apparently, full wattage for the charger. So even though it's an active cable, you can do your own research to see what that's all about, but active versus passive, I think it has a special computer chip in it that allows it to drive enough power and data through the line. It is an active cable. It seems to be working very well with the dock that I have. I'm pleased so far with it. And so that's another StarTech product, because I could have gone with a CalDigit cable, and I was up in the air whether I should get the CalDigit cable, which is highly reviewed, or the StarTech cable. But after my experience with CalDigit, which wasn't horrific, but it was not great, and after my experience with the StarTech dock, I said, you know what, let me give my business to StarTech. They have done right by me so far, and I did that, and so far so good. So I'm very satisfied with StarTech thus far, with the dock and the active 40 gigabit per second Thunderbolt 3 cable that I plan to be using, which is a 2 meter cable. And so give that a thumbs up. And you know what? To heck with the other review. I'm not going 1 thumbs up, I'm going 2 thumbs up. Pick this up today. Like I said, part number TB3DOCK2DPPD. This is not a paid-for advertisement for the company. They haven't paid me a cent. They haven't given me really a discount on anything. However, I really do think that the product is very good. It comes with a 3-year warranty. It says I didn't even know that, so hopefully I won't even need to use that. But if I do, it'll be there. And that's pretty much it. So if you enjoyed this video, hit the thumbs up button down below. Leave a comment. What you liked, what you didn't like, what you have questions about, what you'd like to see in a future video, and feedback for me in general. Smack the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. I don't know what you're waiting for. If you enjoyed this content and other content on my video and you want to see more, you got to hit that subscribe button to stay up to date so you get the videos in your feed. But other than that, I wish you all the best this holiday season. I want you to follow your passions, do what makes you happy, and I'll see you in the next one.